Hey y'all, this is Ken. If you've made a move recently, that one small step, and you're struggling to stay consistent, this conversation is for you. I make content for men who understand that life moves whether they're ready or not. And if you're here, you know that we talk about the real moves that men need to make so that we can get to the life that we really desire without pressure, without any kind of hype, and especially without pretending that it's easy. This is Life Moves with Ken. Glad you're here. Okay, so let me say this just before we even get started so that we can understand clearly where we are. You're not in a stuck position or a position where you haven't moved because you're lazy, and you're not in that position because you're not smart. You're not in that position because of your past. The reason you're here is because maybe you made a move or didn't know the move to make, and then the next step, you thought it was going to just all of a sudden solve itself really quickly. But then you realize that, oh, wow, I really actually do have to be consistent about this thing. So I'm wondering, what is my next move so that I can actually stay unstuck instead of going back and falling back into the normal place that I was for so long? It's really clear when we start looking at why men stop that it's not because they aren't motivated. Men stop because the excitement wears off and then life kicks in. You know, the job called, or the children got sick, or you had to deal with something with your car, or you had to deal with something with your spouse. And then all the momentum that you had, it just kind of wears off. So today we're going to talk about how to maintain that momentum so that you can continue to grow in the way that you've decided to grow, and you can become the man that you really desire to become. So let's just go ahead and get to it. The question that we've generally been asking is, how do I stay motivated? That's actually the wrong question. What we need to ask ourselves is, how do I stay consistent despite all of the things around me that are going on? If I can understand and learn how to be consistent, then my consistency will take over when life kicks in, instead of me looking for motivation to keep moving. So the reality is I've got to find out what that trigger is to help me to keep moving when it's not my best week, when I'm tired, when the job is driving me crazy, when I don't want to get out of bed or get off the couch, when there are other things pulling for my attention. How do I remain consistent? And so let's really talk about what consistency is. Consistency is not about doing more. Consistency is about doing what works and then repeating it over and over. This is similar to what we talked about in our last video, that the way that we move beyond the first small step is to continue to repeat what's working. And so this is really where most men get tripped up. They think that there's a need to have results first and then consistency comes. And it's actually the opposite. What happens is we learn to be consistent first, and then the outcomes come. So we've got to fall in love with the consistent process. We've got to understand that whether the results come now or whether they come later is completely irrelevant. What we've got to do is create the repetitive steps that we can fall in love with and do no matter what's going on. So it's the no matter what's happening, I get up and put my tennis shoes on and I go take that walk. It's the no matter what's going on in my life, I spend time with my loved ones and let them know that they're important. It's the no matter what's going on, if I'm in school, that I do the work and don't come up with excuses of, well, the class ends in 6 weeks and so I'll wait for the results. No, we do the work now because we understand that putting in the effort and putting in the time in every area of our life, it brings results. So we don't fall in love with outcomes. We are falling in love with consistency, the consistent process that we can do over and over again that will lead to the results that we're looking for. And let's be honest, here's the thing. We all want results, don't we? We all want results that we can quantify. We want results that we can look forward to. And we really want results that will prove to us that the effort that we're putting in is worth it. But if you're always looking for the results, then you'll quit quickly, because at the beginning, results don't come quickly. Think about the relationship you're in with your spouse, if you're married, or if you're in a dating relationship. Day one didn't prove to you that this was the best relationship that you were going to have. No, it took time and it took effort. Think about your fitness. Oh, I'm constantly working on my fitness. But think about it. If I go work out today, I'm not fit tomorrow. If I go work out today and then work out tomorrow and then work out for the next 3 months, then what I'll find is I'll be in shape if I do it consistently. Think about your bank account. Your bank account did not grow just because you woke up day one and saved $1. But over time, you were consistent in saving, you were consistent in using your financial resources responsibly, then you found that your bank account grew. It's the same thing in every area of your life, in your fitness, in your finances, even in your faith. You didn't grow to become a person of faith overnight. It took time and it took effort. It took getting up and doing the disciplines of reading your Bible, doing the disciplines of prayer, going to worship over and over and studying, that your faith grew. Whatever the area of your life is, consistency creates outcomes. Outcomes don't create consistency. And so one of the things we've got to talk about and acknowledge up front is that consistency is boring. It really is. And sometimes boredom messes with our identity or our understanding of what success looks like. So we want to be able to chalk up a win, especially as men. For those of y'all who played sports, you know, you want to be able to tally a win. You want to be able to tally points. Consistency messes with how people perceive us, because all they know is that the outcome hasn't happened. And so you may have to explain to them over and over, the outcome hasn't happened today, but I'm being consistent. And in time and at some point in the future, I know that the outcome that I'm looking for will happen. Again, we've talked about it before. Real growth happens in the quiet times. Real growth happens in the repetitive efforts that we put in. Real growth does not happen in the flash and dash of I started today and then tomorrow all of a sudden here's the big outcome. That's just not how life works. And so if you're looking for quick fixes, I think we have to honestly ask ourselves, are we really about change? Because if we're looking for quick fixes, then the change won't last. Oh yeah, you may get an outcome, but it won't be a consistent outcome. It won't be a repetitive ability to create the same outcome, because all we got was a quick fix. And quick fixes never grow us. They just don't. Think about all the folk who are promoted on TV, the quick fixes of weight loss, the quick fixes of a lottery ticket that'll change your life, the quick fixes of a relationship that you can have today and be gone tomorrow. That's just not the way it works. We have to consistently do work, put in the effort, and then repeat processes so that in the long run, the outcomes that we're looking for are grounded outcomes and outcomes that are repeatable, because we understand the process that got us to the outcomes. So let me tell you about myself. I've mentioned multiple times that I enjoy fitness and I enjoy the working out process. I'll tell you, 56-year-old male, trying to make sure that I stay healthy as much as I can control. And here's what I understand. I know how to lose weight and what it takes for me to lose a few pounds here or there. I know that if I get up and walk about 3 miles every day and I eat healthy, that in about a week's time, I can lose 1 pound to 2 pounds if I'm really on it, because I'm pretty lightweight. Those extra few pounds, they take a little bit of effort to get off. So I have to burn off fat. But here's what I also know, that I can very quickly gain 2 to 3 pounds just by sitting on the couch doing nothing. And so it is a constant back and forth process that I have to put myself through to ensure that I'm maintaining the weight that I want to maintain and the weight that my doctors want me to maintain. And so what I have to do is I have to get up and go for a walk for at least 2 to 3 miles every single day. I have to watch what I'm eating. I have to drink water. Guess what? If I start today, tomorrow, nothing will have changed. I may be able to track a few ounces here or there that I've lost, or I may not be able to. Sometimes the start, I gain weight because I'm eating more because of the energy that I'm putting out. But here's what I know. Over time, in about 2 weeks, if I really put the effort in, I can pretty much lose about 3 to 5 pounds if I'm consistent in what I'm doing. Well, what area in your life do you need to be consistent in so that you can get the outcome that you're looking for? Is it in your fitness? Is it in your bank account? Is it on your job because you want a promotion? Is it in your family because you're looking for change in your family? You're looking to grow your family healthily and you're looking for y'all to become a much better family. Is it in the relationship with your spouse? You want things to be different and you want them to be different today, but the growth that you and your spouse need to make is a long-term process that you have to put in effort and consistently show up so that you can have the outcome in your relationship that you want. What are you trying to do? And what is it that only will come with falling in love with the process and consistently doing what needs to be done? You've got to understand this. Consistency is not heroic. There is no ESPN highlight reel for your consistency. Consistency is not even dramatic. Consistency is just doing the same thing over and over that produces the results that you're looking for. So here's a few things that we have to do so that we can maintain our consistency. One, we have to ask ourselves, what systems do I have in place so that I can repeat what I'm doing? Do I have it written down? Do I have a plan? Do I have anything in place so that tomorrow when I get up, I can do the same thing that I did today that will get me the results down the line? The next thing, do you have people in your life who you can partner with so that as you're working through the whatever it is that your goal is, that you have someone who can partner with you and can give you suggestions on how to make it better, or they can do the same thing with you. So for instance, in my situation, my wife and I, we work out quite a bit together. We go on walks together. We hit the gym together because we're supporting each other in our fitness and our weight goals. All right, so here's your actual move that I want you to make. This is the life move. I want you to take your goal and then answer the following question. What is the smallest repeatable action that I can do for a week? That was it. That was it. What is the smallest repeatable action that you can do for a week? And then we're going to put it into practice for a week and then look to see how consistent we were over that time. And then when we come back in a week, we'll have another life move to make, but it'll be connected with this move. So we're not making huge changes. We don't need a new plan. We don't need new motivation. We don't need anything new. We need to take what worked from the small move that got us started to the next small move that moved us one step beyond that. And now we're building in consistency so that 6 months from now, we can say to ourselves, oh yeah, I really did move in my life because I made these smaller life moves along the way. All right, this is Ken. And if this video helped you at all, even just a little bit, hey, subscribe, hit the like button, drop something in the chat that'll let me know how you're moving as a man, the life moves that you're making. Remember, I love you. And remember, you're not starting over. You're just starting from here. This has been Ken, Life Moves with Ken. See you next time.